Well, good evening, everyone. This is Meg's Little House in the Country, and I didn't get a dang thing videoed today. And usually I do stuff, video a little bit in the morning, try to get something at noon, and yeah. But I was a little busy this morning. The first thing I did before I left was start a call with my mortgage company. I was on the phone with them for an hour. I drove all the way into town talking to people, one person after another, and you know how it is when you're talking with your mortgage company. It's well, okay, you tell them what you need and everything, and they're like, all right, I'm going to, if I can put you on hold, I'm going to send you over to this department. And then I get sent over to somebody else. Of course, I got to wait on hold. Meanwhile, I'm driving into town, getting into town, stopping at my mom's, sitting in the car because I'm still talking to someone at the mortgage company, because by this time, I'm on person number 3. And this person is actually the person I needed to talk to in the first place, but didn't know I needed to talk to. But I kind of got passed up the ladder a few times, and by the time I get to number 3, I'm coming to a stop in front of my mom's house. I watch Matthew and his aide, the gal who comes over in the mornings. They get in her car and they take off to go to Dawn because she works at Dawn, and she gives him his rides on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. And yeah. And I think I've gotten a positive thing started on getting the funds I need. They're calling it a cash out on my home's equity, but it will be added to my mortgage payments. So it won't be a separate payment. It'll be added to my mortgage payments. And he said it's basically like a small refinancing of your mortgage. You get the money you need. Your mortgage payment goes up about $50 a month. And the good news is I pay off all my debts and cancel 2 credit cards. I do need to keep Care Credit open because that's what I use for my medical bills and for if I got to take Rosie and Lily to the vet. And they do need to have health and wellness checks. They need to have be checked. They need updated on their vaccinations, and they need to have their teeth checked to see if they need dental work done. I need dental work done. Remember that tooth I had done a couple months back? The one with the cavity, and they filled the cavity. It's starting to feel sensitive again. The patch is still holding. Yeah, but I don't feel anything except for when I bite down on it. That hurts. That tells me I've got something going on. But unless I got money to go to the dentist and get x-rays and see if there's anything else going on, if I'm starting to develop an abscess or something, I don't know. And it does need a proper crown. They really can't do a whole lot more to it because it's had so much filling put into it. It's more filling than tooth. It's to the point to where it really needs a proper crown on it. So, and if it gets really sore, it probably might need a root canal. It's one of those that hasn't had a root canal. And crowns cost about $800. It'd be about $1,000 for a root canal. So that's $1,800. for out-of-pocket expenses on my dental work. Fun. So I do need to get my care credit paid off, but then hopefully I don't need to use it for anything more than vet bills or anything. But yeah, it's trying to refigure my budgeting. Even if I actually have to withdraw the money out of my checking account so it's not there to get spent, and then redeposit it when I need to pay a bill or pay my mortgage or pay my homeowner's insurance, which I still don't know what next year's premium cost is going to be for my home and car insurance. I do know my agent will get me, make sure things are as low as possible. He knows me quite well. You know, after you've been working with somebody for, 25 years? Almost 26 years? That, you know, you develop a relationship. And so, yeah. Anyways. That's what I did this morning on the way to work. When I took my lunch break, you know, well, I got to work. I did some major wipe downs of, I'd already cleaned everything yesterday because we had an insurance, oh God, what was it called? It's for our business insurance. And yeah, insurance assessor, you know, to come and do a walkthrough of the store, make sure aisles are clear, major, you know, it all has to do with making sure that there are no trip hazards, that your store is easy to navigate, that there is no that thing, you know, so a customer can walk through and nobody's going to bump into things, knock over things, trip over things, injure themselves. It's safe for the employees because this does affect our workman's comp insurance. And, you know, you want things to look as good as possible. And we've been working pretty hard since last week, really, to get things organized better, to eliminate any trip hazards, to clear aisles, to have it looking nice and good and wide and open. And there were a few little things my general manager noticed, but he said because we took care of all the big things, the gentleman who did do a walkthrough, he didn't even bring up or mention some of the little things. Because, you know, when you get the store all nice and clean and shiny and looking good and smelling good, I mean, I diluted some Pine Sol in a spray bottle this morning and went through all the bathrooms. So, yeah, every bathroom that guy looked through it smelled like Pine Sol. Everything smelled like Pine Sol. And so that was good. That we passed pretty much with flying colors. And also they have been working to get our water bill reduced because the place had been a high occupancy restaurant before, the building was still getting, you know, it was still getting billed as though it was a high occupancy restaurant. And it's like, we need to actually have somebody come out and read the meter because we've got like 4 to 6 people in here, maybe 7 or 8 if we have customers in the whole building. And, you know, it's like, we only have 7 employees, 6 employees in the building. It's like we only have 6 employees in the building, and most of and with their varied days off, there's generally only about 4 or 5 people here in the building with maybe a couple customers. You know, we are not running up our water bill that high. Well, they did come and look and check, and yes, we will be getting a reimbursement for the last few months of well, basically for a while now, because the restaurant closed about this time, about a little over a year ago. They closed the restaurant down. And yeah, so that having to be paying a high water bill when you're not using the water is a little ridiculous. Anyways, we've gotten that's gotten fixed. So that should help with the business end of expenses. Yeah. So things went well. Lunch break, I went over to Mom's and she got me some money so I can put gas in my car and so I could pick up one of my prescriptions I had over at waiting for me at the pharmacy. It's my thyroid pills. I do need those. I still need to get enough in sales so I can go and get my estradiol patches. That prescription's going to cost me $150, and I need $150 in sales so that I can go and get another prescription filled, because I think I've only got a couple more patches, enough for next week, and then I will be out. No more patches. Oh boy. Anyways, so much for that. Oh, Etsy link is down below in the description. Right. So always check below. In other news, I'm glad you guys enjoyed the aurora. It's supposed to be going on tonight, but we've had storm system moved in. We've got super heavy cloud cover. I didn't see anything. The sky was so dark coming home tonight. All really pictures show right now, if you do take pictures, is the reflection of light pollution on the clouds. I did figure out with my mom how she can take night mode shots. I don't know how to fix her exposure. I can't run the little sun up and down the bar on her phone. She has an iPhone, so it just, I don't know what to do with it the way I can on my phone. Yeah, mine's an Android, so it's easy. I've got all these different options. I couldn't even find a menu list on her phone for different options. So I did tap around on some side buttons I saw, and one of them seemed to turn on a night mode, and I took a couple of pictures, showed her how to do that. So hopefully the next time we do get an aurora, and all it showed was light pollution reflecting off the clouds. Yeah. So we got to see it last night, not getting to see it tonight because we are under a heavy blanket of clouds. In fact, I'm sitting in front of the laptop. So let's see, tonight. Yep. The clouds are supposed to start moving off, within the next hour. So probably about 9 p.m. I can go out and see if I can take a picture. I don't know. And then it's going to, by 1 o'clock, we will be totally in the clear. But I'm not sure about the aurora. It probably is going to peak pretty early and then dim down pretty early. So last night it was peaking around 6-7 o'clock. So I was able to get some good shots, but even with night mode, the last few shots were getting darker. And the first couple of shots were really bright. And that was with full exposure. And then I took a couple with regular, and then I took the last one with full exposure again, and it was kind of dark. Yeah, it was already starting to fade. So it was wonderful seeing the aurora, and I was scrolling through Facebook, seeing pictures of the aurora from all over the country. People were just, having a blast. Pictures from Oklahoma, northern Texas, Arizona. Just wonderful, wonderful pictures. And yeah, so it just beautiful pictures. People who never normally get to see something was able to go out there with their cameras and capture some color that even if you couldn't see the color with the naked eye, it showed up on your camera, your night photos. And yeah, something to remember. So God just putting on a little show for everyone last night. And for tonight too, for those who have clear skies. So now I'm home. I did get my prescription picked up. I will pick up gas in the morning. I still got enough gas to get back into town. So there is that. Okay, Rosie, come here. All right. You gonna purr for us? There we go. Yeah, she's gotta give me kisses. There we go. Well, tell all the people good night. And I'll get this video put together. Well, let's just say I will add in what little bit I took early this morning and add that to this. And we'll see, Didn't get any sunset videos. I was kind of busy this afternoon and this evening. So at work, it was a little busy. We had a few customers and stuff, so I did get a few things done. So I'll just bid you all good night, and I'll talk to you all on the next video. God bless and take care, and we'll see y'all later.